time to jazz up your window game, folks. And to do that is going to be Annette Rodriguez-Gosselin. Thank you for joining us with Window Jazz.
Thank you for having me back.
So you've been doing this for 10 years now, right? Did you ever dream about being a window person?
Absolutely not. No, this construction window business was never in my wheelhouse.
And so how did it get started? You knew somebody, or you just said, I'm just going to give this a try? What happened?
I have a dear friend of mine that I've known for many, many years, and we used to work together. She actually worked for me back in the day, and our lives went on, and she opened the window factory, and I was watching her on Facebook, and she texted me, come look at what we're doing. We need somebody like you, and we put our heads together, and I go sell it, and she manufactures it.
All right, well, you guys, it must be working 10 years down the road. You guys doing it. Tell us a little bit about the kind of windows that you guys are putting in there, the kind of types and the varieties that people can choose from.
So we have every type of window style available, from the sliders to the specialty windows, which are the arch windows or the trapezoid windows, double hung, single hung, stack windows, everything you can think of, we can make.
Okay. Now, we've also talked, people know that if you get the energy efficient type windows, there's been a tax credit on there. Is that still good? What's going on with that?
Oh yes, the tax credit will go on through 2032.
Okay.
So every year that you have an upgrade on your windows, you can submit that claim to get the credit back.
Okay. And so you like nice little kickback on your credit. So it saves folks some good money there.
Right.
Or is there substantial credit on there?
It's a percentage, and what they do is they look at the cost of your project, and they determine from there.
So it determines on what you spend, the kind of things you do, and then that'll determine your tax credit. Okay.
Correct.
Let's talk about some of the windows. Let's take a look at some slides we have. I want to go through your product a little bit in terms of like the windows you do and why you choose some and not others, or what you recommend to folks. So let's take a look at our first slide up here.
Okay, so this window here is a nice large window, almost the size of a door. What we did is we flipped it around. We call it a stack.
Okay.
And we flipped it around because they had such a beautiful view of their garden area that we thought, let's give them the nice, beautiful, open look from sitting on the inside looking out of the outside.
Yeah, almost like a picture window, like there's a view shot kind of thing, right?
Right.
Okay, let's take a look at the next one here.
So this second one is, many of you residents know that these are the typical windows in Laguna Woods.
Okay.
So what we did with the one on the right, the previous slide shows that we basically reversed it. So we opened up that big picture window on top and gave the slider on the bottom.
Okay, so there's that kind of nice little different look for folks to kind of change things up, freshen things up.
Being a little creative.
All right, let's take a look at the next one.
Okay, so this one we call a single hung. And this is when you want privacy. This is a window in the bathroom, and they wanted a little privacy, however, they still wanted the sunlight to come in.
Okay.
So it's open on the top, clear on the top, so the sunshine can come in and they can see the nice view on the outside, but yet it gives them a little bit of privacy on the bottom.
Yeah, so what's that design on the bottom then?
It's called a bamboo glass.
Okay, so it looked like it looks like
bamboo glass.
etchings.
We have a variety of privacy glass. This particular one is bamboo.
And it's not transparent, it's kind of opaque, or is it?
It's like an opaque.
Okay, well, there you go. So that's a good bathroom window idea. And then again, another privacy window for the next one here?
So another one, this one is in the kitchen. So imagine you're waking up in the morning and you're going to get your coffee, and nobody really likes to have their bed head
I'm in my PJs.
showing in. Yeah, exactly. So they wanted a little privacy, so they put in the bamboo glass on their kitchen window.
Okay, and then our next one is kind of make your unit unique, and this is got some major windows going on in this place.
So we do a wide variety of creativity with the windows as we see them. So this particular one, they're in a remodel status, and you can see.
Right.
And we just wanted to show what it actually looks like when it is completed with nothing in there. The creativity and the beauty that we bring to the property.
Now those vaulted ceilings and letting that light in really kind of opens up the room and makes it feel bigger, right?
It's amazing. It's amazing when you have these. The previous windows on this one were like a dark aluminum, and it really closed in the room and made it dark and shadowy. This one just opens it up. It's beautiful.
Really bright. And then the next one's another great example of making that unique look. That is a really cool little triples on both sides there.
Right. So what we did with this one had grid lines throughout. It was covered, it was dark, and it was, they had
Grid
some
lines, what do you mean by grid
grid
lines?
lines.
Oh,
So
oh.
grid lines like the colonial grids.
Oh, okay.
Okay? The pattern.
Oh, okay.
And so what we did here is, again, they have a beautiful backyard with the pool. You can see the pool in the reflection. And we opened it up, and his actual ventilation now is on the side. So the bottom slides up, so that middle panel on the sides give the ventilation.
Okay, and we have a spokesmodel in this next one, it looks like.
So we just thought we would show the wide variety of windows that we have, and they're stacked, ready to go to the next install.
Okay. Now, when we talk about that, I mean, that looks like there's a nice big stack for the next install. Those are all customized windows. You guys come in and tell me what the process is when you first come in. I'm sure there's lots of measurements like you do, like here's some ideas kind of thing.
Right. So what we do is we go in for the measurement. We do the walk of the property and listen to what the client is looking for. We give our recommendations on what we feel might help enhance the look of the property. We come back and do a final measure before we cut to make sure of our accuracy. And then we come back and install, and we can have the windows ready in about 2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks from a custom order like that. And what kind of, when you are consulting back and forth with the clients, is it helpful for them to know what they want, or can they kind of go, you tell me, or do you do a little bit of both?
We do both. Some know exactly what they want, and they're asking us to provide what they're looking for. They have their own idea, which is great. And then some just help me. What do you think can, will help my property open up and give it an open air look? So that's where we come in, and we come, okay, so this is where I think I sit and take a look and.
Let's take a noodle on this and figure it out.
Right.
Now, can people, when they're in the homes around here, do people, hey, I want a bigger window? Is that during a remodel project, and then cut that out? So how do you wait for that cut to happen, or do you say to them, well, what's the measurement going to be? Here's the cut, or like, let's say something like that.
So what we do is, again, we take the information. If they want to open the window, we can do that. We work with contractors that do that. So we'll take the information, we'll give our recommendation on what and how we feel it would work within the guidelines of Laguna Woods. And our contractor comes in, they cut the wall, we work closely with them, we provide the window for that opening, that larger opening, and get it installed. So we work in tandem with the contractor on that.
Perfect. When we talk about energy efficient windows, a lot of these homes, all these homes really, were built back before the days of thinking in those terms. They're single pane windows, and they're getting older. What is the difference maker? They're more expensive, but can it really make a big difference in terms of air conditioning, heating, and just the look and the feel of the room?
Absolutely. So the windows are the single pane, and you'll notice, many of you notice now that you'll feel the cool air come in, or the windows rattling. Some have condensation that are starting to seep through because the seals are just not lasting. The newer windows with the dual pane, yes, they will hold in the temperature, the climate, and push away the heat in the summer, hold the comfortable temperature in the winter.
Kind of good seal and kind of insulation kind of thing, but it's a window.
Right. So we have been told by our clients that the air conditioning bills that they used to pay when their air conditioning or heater would come on, as an example, at 10 o'clock in the morning before they had their windows upgraded, in the afternoon, it doesn't come on till 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and so right there is your savings.
Right there, yeah. So it pays for itself in the long run, really, right? And on top of that, with the tax credits that are still in place, so that's a great idea to do that. How do you know a window it's time to replace? Just like in terms of its age, is it like you say? Is it maybe just rattling a little bit, or is it you get those like streaky, weird lines on the glass that seem like come with age?
All of the above. You'll just notice that it's time. The windows will change colors. You'll see that you'll feel the cool air to the touch on the glass. You'll feel that cool air coming through. You'll know it's time. And some just are ready for an upgrade.
There you go. All right, folks. So if you're ready for that upgrade, Window Jazz is the folks to go to. Annette Rodriguez-Gosselin, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
You're watching This Day. We'll be right back.